The immigration crisis in this country that has been created by the Democrat Party leadership has come to a head, where the majority of Democrat voters are finally seeing what conservatives have been warning about for years. And they are not happy. And I stand with them. Because regardless of whether you vote Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, Independent, if you're nonpartisan or bipartisan, doesn't matter. We are all Americans. We're all American citizens. We're all living under the same roof. And we all have to look out for our own interests. And we are being invaded. And it's being pushed and promoted and advocated for by people who don't care about us. Those people are in our government, both Democrat and Republican. There's probably about half of the amount of people pushing for this stuff are rhinos, not just Democrats. These people are in it for themselves. They're in it for the money and the kickbacks that they get from NGOs, non-government organizations. They couldn't give a shit less about you and I. And now you get to see what a lot of Democrat voters are rightfully getting extremely pissed off about. Watch this video till the end, because at the end, you're going to see what Democrat leadership who actually care about what's going on, leadership, I mean, not in the Democrat Party, but leadership amongst the Democrat voter community, how they had it under Trump and how appreciative they were of President Trump. And I'll end it on this. If you're concerned with the things that are impacting your life and your community, regardless of which party you affiliate with, there is only one solution to the problems we are facing right now. Whether it is the joblessness, whether it's the inflation, the insane inflation that we're facing, the exorbitant prices and taxes that we're paying for everything, the massive amount of illegal immigration in this country, there is only one solution. And that is ensuring that you vote for President Trump this coming election for 2024. Because you and I both know he is the only one out of every single candidate running right now in both parties. He's the only one qualified and proven to do the job and get the things that need to be done to benefit us, the American people. Republican, Democrat, Independent, everyone. Watch this video till the end, and remember, if you're not left, you're right.
Emotional outbursts, at times so heated, police had to step in. We're talking about City Council today and a vote to spend $51 million on helping migrants here in Chicago. CBS 2 political investigator Dana Kosloff was there for all the action, and Dana, strong feelings all around.
Yeah, Erica, and for many different reasons, among them the fact that this $51 million approved today is only a short-term fix, and more money will be needed in just weeks.
We cannot continue to falsely pit communities against one another.
Deep emotional wounds coming to the surface.
As Black people who have been hurt continuously by the city and country it loves, it ain't our responsibility to take care of everybody else.
And anger.
We don't want to have to recall anybody. We don't want to have to protest anybody, but we are not going to be ignored, Brandon. Mayor Johnson.
Many in Chicago's black community and the city council speaking out against spending $51 million to house migrants, asking when will the help for them finally become a reality.
And it cannot be put on the backs of the residents of Chicago without showing them that they're getting something out of this.
Mayor Brandon Johnson, presiding over his second full city council meeting, had to ask for calm more than once.
With the Sergeant of Arms, please restore some order.
Police also intervening at one point to allow the meeting to proceed. Ultimately, the measure passed with 34 votes.
Good morning. That plan to house migrants in another vacant Southside school is not sitting well with neighbors. One alderwoman says perhaps it's time the city consider larger sites like McCormick Place to house migrants that would help relieve police stations, including this one. The police stations have been housing hundreds of these asylum seekers.
Everyone, this is the community that you're pushing this over on.
This was what city officials encountered during a community meeting at South Shore College Prep. There were so many angry outbursts, they never gave their presentation.
I don't have anything else to say. I'm ticked off. You're doing this wrong. You're doing it wrong. 250 people? Give me a break.
More than 8,000 migrants have been bused to Chicago, most of them from Texas, since late August. The city has housed asylum seekers in shelters, Park District facilities, and police stations. City Hall now proposes housing 250 to 500 migrants at the shuttered South Shore High School.
It is a chair for them to sit, a place to decompress, and a place to take a hot shower. That's really what this is, and a nice meal. It's a place to decompress and not be in a police district.
Despite community pushback, the city opened a vacant Woodlawn school to migrants earlier this year. South Shore residents expressed similar concerns about safety, use of their tax dollars. Many felt blindsided.
We do not hear from city officials until election time. This is insulting at its best.
So, y'all telling me there's a shortage on construction workers in America, especially in Florida? Some of y'all need almost 500,000 construction workers, and y'all don't have the time to train the new people. And the white people, Europeans, they lazy, they don't do the work right. Black people, y'all ain't say nothing about the blacks. We been in construction. Y'all kicked us out. They said we not paying these Negroes $25 an hour, $24 an hour, $30 an hour. Let's go hire these Mexicans with no documentation that's coming across the border, give them $9 an hour, $10 an hour. And they gonna work sun up to sundown, dance and eat mangoes. Meanwhile, kick the black brothers out. I was doing construction for 10, 11 years, bro. I went to school, I became a certified operator. I can operate every heavy equipment. I understand construction, I can read blueprints. But I left, I quit because Mexicans are racist. They don't want the brother on the machines. They rather see Jose or Rodriguez, a Mexican on it. And the Mexicans are racist. I'm in Texas, and they are racist out here. They rather see Mexicans. Every construction you go to in Texas, nothing but Mexicans. If you black, if you are not Mexican, you black, you're gonna be holding a sign. Paying you $12 an hour to stand there and hold a sign.
Tonight said Daly College is an ideal location because it's move-in ready and a fraction of the cost of a hotel. But many in the crowd didn't want to hear it.
When do citizens of the United States of America come first?
On the southwest side, city officials getting an earful.
How about this? Give them all these politicians' addresses and put them in their backyards, in their basements, in their houses.
This meeting at Richard J. Daly College comes as the city, starting as early as this weekend, prepares to use this gymnasium until August 1st and 2 auxiliary classrooms on the campus through the end of November to shelter more than 400 migrants. But the debate igniting anger about how the city for decades has treated its poor.
We do not take care of our own people.
This gathering comes a day after the city council at a heated meeting approved $51 million in emergency migrant funding. That money only expected to last through the end of this month.
You speak very much about the money. It's our money. Every dollar you give is our money.
What's important is that we really establish that this is a humanitarian crisis, and we're here.
South Shore residents responded with resounding rejection.
While this crisis may constitute an emergency for the city of Chicago, it does not constitute an emergency for the South Shore community.
Incoming migrants have overwhelmed district police stations by the hundreds.
It's my turn. It's my turn. Hello.
But city leaders could barely eke out a word of the details about a proposed respite center at the former South Shore High School.
When it comes to the total number of people at South Shore at any given point in time, it is fluid. We'd start with 250, 500.
How could you do that without consulting us?
I am concerned with safety in the area.
The Chicago Police Department will put 24/7 officers at that location.
Those are exactly the kind of services Southside residents say they've begged for and been denied.
Every homeless immigrant that you bring in, that you scoop up one of the homeless individuals in our community, I think that would be fair.
This morning, the ongoing migrant influx is being felt far beyond the southern border. Just hours ago, 2 buses carrying nearly 100 migrants arrived in New York City from Laredo, Texas. While from Chicago and Philadelphia to Denver and Pittsburgh, shelters are being stretched thin in cities from coast to coast. The released court documents reveal more than 6,400 migrants were released into the U.S. last Thursday and Friday. In Chicago, there are now pop-up showers for migrants living in police stations.
They have not showered for probably from 5 days to almost 2 weeks.
We support asylum seekers not on school grounds.
While in New York City, parents and even students are protesting a new plan to temporarily house asylum seekers in school gyms. What worries you most?
I don't know these people. Why can't they send them someplace else?
Mayor is blasting the Biden administration for not doing more.
We're not getting the support that we deserve here in New York City.
The immigration debate now spilling into the suburbs, too. Orange County, New York, granted a temporary restraining order, stopping more migrants from being bused to local hotels for now. The county executive says homeless veterans were pushed out of hotel housing early to make way.
The 20 veterans that were displaced, that is really sends a bad message.
You can't just drop a bombshell on them and kick them back out to the streets. Leave the veterans alone.
Neighboring Rockland County is also sued to keep migrants out, so we expect more court battles in the coming days. Meanwhile, New York City budget officials estimate that housing and caring for migrants will cost taxpayers more than $4 billion by next year, Craig.
110,000 migrants. We have to feed, clothe, house, educate the children, wash their laundry sheets, give them everything they need, health care. And this team here, we stated, let's do everything possible before we have to push it out into neighborhoods and communities. Month after month, I stood up and I said, this is going to come to a neighborhood near you. Well, we're here. We're here. We're getting no support on this national crisis, and we're receiving no support. And let me tell you something, New Yorkers. Never in my life have I had a problem that I did not see an ending to. I don't see an ending to this. I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month. One time we were just getting Venezuela. Now we're getting Ecuador. Now we're getting Russian-speaking coming through Mexico. Now we're getting Western Africa. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City. And everyone is saying it's New York City's problem. Every community in this city is going to be impacted. We got a $12 billion deficit that we're going to have to cut. Every service in this city is going to be impacted.
My name is Judy Smith.
My name is Manuel Martinez.
My name is Claudia Perez.
I live in New York City Public Housing.
I'm the resident council president for South Jamaica Houses.
I am resident council president of Washington Houses, which is in Spanish Harlem.
My name is Carmen Quinones, and I'm the president of Douglas Houses, 3,500 strong residents here, and I am a lifelong Democrat. I would really hate to get started on this mayor.
Bill de Blasio and the way he has dealt with public housing residents is disgraceful.
This mayor has made our lives here, and I think every housing development, very uncomfortable.
Under the Trump administration, New York City Housing Authority has received an influx of cash that it has not seen since 1997.
I'm grateful for the spotlight that President Trump is putting on New York City public housing. I think it's wrong that the Democrats put illegal immigrants before Black Americans. How is it that we have people waiting on the waiting list for New York City public housing for 10 years or more, but yet we have illegal immigrants living here? Something is wrong with that picture.
Since HUD came in with Lynn Patton as the regional director for HUD, it helped us identify some long systemic problems that we are now putting on the table and having discussions on.
President Trump's administration have opened their ear and have listened. There's been improvement in public housing. We're very appreciative of this administration that has come and finally shined a light on what's going on and bringing real solutions to a real problem.